Hello, welcome back to my channel, Fury of the Northman. I'm excited. It's Friday. Get to know the Northman. And we're talking about whiskey all this month, specifically bourbon. I did fail to mention another type of whiskey, another type of liquor in my last video concerning the subject, which is Scotch whiskey. I don't drink Scotch. I can't handle it. I had some Lagavulin or Lagavulin, however you say it, a couple weeks ago, and it's just far too intense for me. I'm a bourbon guy. If you like Scotch, make your own video. Anyhow, continuing with the series on bourbon, I want to talk about the whiskey that really got me started via my friend in bourbons, which is in fact Bulleit. Now, before we get into it, I poured the contents of the Bulleit bottle into this wonderful whiskey bottle cup set. Fantastic. And there's no obviously markings of the brand Bulleit on here. This in fact is Bulleit. It's wonderful. And we're going to go through the tasting portion of it right now. Look at just how well it pours. It just wants to be poured. It wants it, it needs it. Anyways, this is Bulleit. Bulleit is, interestingly enough, is actually a brand that got started via a company who went to, I don't know if it's OPG or whatnot, but basically there's a whiskey company that will make whiskeys for you. They have a bunch of different recipes you can choose from. They have a bunch of different sort of generic bourbons that are already there that you can change and create your own brand, and you buy from them directly, and then once you get it established, you can then create your own. So Bulleit actually started, I think it's MPG. I think so, I'm not sure. Bulleit actually started like that. Bulleit doesn't have sort of the history of Buffalo Trace or the Tennessee whiskey brand that everyone's familiar with, of course, Jack Daniels. But Bulleit, nonetheless, has been something that I think has come on the scene in the last 10, maybe 15 years. That's just really absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely wonderful. Very easy to drink. The rye is fantastic. Honestly, for the money, the Bulleit rye may be the best rye you can buy for the money, in my opinion. This is just the regular Bulleit bourbon. It's great. It's just super smooth, very light, in my opinion. It's not wild on the back end. It's just really good. Man, that's great. That's just so good. Like I said, Bulleit is one of the first whiskeys that really got me into bourbon. When I was younger, I drank Jack Daniels, I drank Jameson, I mixed them. Nothing wrong with having a Jack and Coke or a Jameson and Sprite, please don't misunderstand. But the appreciation for the whiskey, as yet I wasn't old enough or experienced enough yet to really understand or grasp it. So Bulleit was what got my friend into bourbon, which he got me into Bulleit. And then from there we progress down the line to the great whiskeys we're drinking now, which is predominantly Buffalo Trace and select other brands. Very, very good. I don't really get the aromas that I do with Weller or Eagle or Buffalo Trace. Excuse me, my nostrils or my sinuses are flared up, of course. It smells great though, nonetheless, but I don't get the notes or the colors of like caramel or vanilla with this. That's me personally. But it smells fantastic. Tastes very smooth, very good. It's absolutely fantastic. Here's the problem with Bulleit. In the great state of Indiana, where I'm located, Bulleit right now is running about $30, maybe $32. I picked this bottle up at Sam's Club and it was for $21.95, so couldn't pass up on it. My problem with Bulleit right now is that it keeps winning bartender awards and all this stuff, and it's great, and its notoriety is going up, 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 up. So its price is going up, as it should. Supply and demand, people want more of it, the price should go up. Capitalism 101. God bless capitalism. But my two sort of drinking whiskeys that I'll purchase that are within my price range, where I can purchase a lot and I can enjoy it and I can drink it freely without feeling like I'm drinking an expensive bottle before I should, is Bulleit and is Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is the mainstay whiskey for the Buffalo Trace brand. Buffalo Trace also makes Weller, Weller 107, all of the Wellers, Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, etc. I'm having a hard time finding Bulleit at the price point that I mainly find Buffalo Trace. Like I said, right now where we're at, Eagle's floating between $30 to $32. I think the cheapest I've seen it is at Sam's for $22, roughly. But the cheapest I've seen it at any other store was probably like $29. You can find a good bottle of Buffalo Trace anywhere between $22 to $26. So, of late, I've been drinking a lot more Buffalo Trace than Bulleit, just because of the price. But when you can find a bottle of Bulleit within that $20 to $25 range, that's the sweet spot. Pick that up. This is a whiskey too. I haven't run into very many females that like whiskey. However, the ones that do like whiskey like Bulleit, and Bulleit's a great whiskey to get into, or rather a great bourbon to get into bourbon. It isn't really overly powerful. The proof isn't super high. You can mix it. You can feel good about mixing it. You can drink it straight. You can drink it with ice, whatever. It's easy to really sort of wrap your hand around and get started down this awesome path of bourbon. Really good smooth finish on the back end. It's not very wild. Sometimes with younger whiskeys, the back end feels really wild or really active. This doesn't have that. Pretty smooth from start to finish. Not as smooth as your higher end whiskeys, but nonetheless, for the money, if you can get that sweet spot, $22 to $26 for a fifth of Bulleit, in my opinion, you're winning, that's for sure. If not, if they're closer to $30, $32, which is what I've seen, unless I'm at Sam's, most bottles of Bulleit coming in at price-wise, you're better off buying Buffalo Trace, which in the area that I'm in, floats between $22 to $26. But guys, this is Bulleit. Again, I don't have the bottle. I poured it into my wife got this for me. It's fantastic. Don't have the bottle to show you. This is Bulleit whiskey, Bulleit bourbon. The Bulleit rye is also fantastic. For the money, it is probably the best rye you can purchase, hands down. The point of the matter, or the fact of the matter is this. Bourbon is fantastic. Bulleit's a great way to get started. I'd encourage you, if you're interested in changing up sort of your drinking patterns or maybe stepping into something else you haven't done, go out and buy a fifth of Bulleit today. And or if you can afford it and want to spend the money, buy the rye. It's fantastic. You'll love it. If you've liked the content, like, share, subscribe. If you've hated it, send it to someone you hate.